Today's the day, folks. It's a nice day out. As you can see, I'm walking out into the sun. It's, I don't know, 50 some degrees. I'd have to look at my phone to be sure. It was 52 last time I checked, which compared to the 40 that it's been, it's almost tropical. But anyway, what I mean by today is the day is, if you happen to notice, if you look in that garage bay, there's nothing in there. Empty. Guard all kinds of crap over there, but nothing had to do with a truck. So we'll spin you around, and there it is. It's outside. We rolled it out here. We've got coolant in the radiator. I think we need a little bit more, but we've got like 2 gallons in it, 50-50 mix. I just want to make sure it had some in it. I'm not going to run this thing forever. If it starts, will it start? Who knows? We haven't done anything to it except, you know, the basics. We haven't tried to start it since. It's got oil. It's relatively level. There's really no reason why it shouldn't run. I didn't want to put gas in the gas tank because I thought, well, that's a job for another day, because I really didn't want gas fumes and gasoline in the tank while I was stripping the paint in the future here. So what we did is we just ran a line into a metal gas can down here from the fuel pump. So that should be able to take a suction. I'm not sure how well the hose will work in the can. As long as I didn't stick it down in it, didn't do one of the circle around, come back up out of the gas. As long as it stays in the gas, we'll be all right. So anyway, I'm gonna find a place to put you folks, and we're gonna see if we can get this thing running. I'm probably gonna have to go get my tripod, so bear with me. I didn't realize this thing was going to flop around quite as bad as it is in the wind. Literally flopping. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to put a little gas in the carburetor. We're going to hit the starter. We're going to see what happens. For anybody who's wondering, you're going to see green gas, because I like to use 2-cycle gas when I start motors up for the first time after I've been inside them, just because it gives it that little added lubrication. It's not going to hurt anything. You'd have to burn it for a long time to follow the plugs. You might not want to fine-tune your carburetor with it, but it's a good startup gas process. So here we go. Carburetor dead, but we're going to leave it for right this minute. I think that's telling me not getting too much. Times and the battery's gonna die that quick. Nope. Turn the key on, Kim, it works better. You might have her flooded there you have it. She did run, needs some tuning. There's no doubt about it. I gotta fine tune it, but that's not a shocker at all. Hey, it started and it runs. I don't want to run it too long. You know, short burst, and then we'll readjust the valves. We'll get that kind of stuff going. I mean, I'm not sure how accurate that temperature gauge is. It might be because we're a little low on radiator fluid, but the radiator doesn't feel that. The temperature gauge says 220, but I don't know if I believe it. Oil pressure looks good, and it's charging, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Anyway, there you go. We'll keep putzing with it, and we'll take it from there. Alright, we're going to fire her back up. We're going to add a little more or just plain water this time. I've got all summer to get it adjusted to where I would trust it for a winter, so I'm just going to put plain water in it right now. I've got 1.5 gallons of antifreeze in it, plus 1.5 gallons of water. So it should be pretty close, but I don't see any on the cores, and I don't hear any moving when I slosh this around. So because of that high temp we had, that's my alarm. Because of that high temp reading we had in there, it might be bogus, it might be correct, it might be airlocked, so we're just going to let it set for a minute. But I'm going to start it up, put some water in it because it is cold, just in case it really is, you know, around 200 degrees. 220 it says. It's got 180 degree thermostat in it, so that's a little warm if it's at all accurate. So we're going to fire her up. Carburation issue here because it's running with a little bit of choke. Of course, if I'd have been smart, I thought about it, but I never did it. And that was looked in the book for the capacity of this cooling system. See if I was even close. So. little buggy, but I forgot to tell you, the points that I ordered online for this were not the right ones. The only thing is I don't have the air cleaner on it, which that can impact it, but I don't think that's the problem. I certainly think it might be the points, so she smooths right out when I get that choke in just the right spot. So it could be a combination of everything. Oh, by the way, the temperature right down to 180, right where it should be. So it was low on coolant. Oil pressure leaves a little to be desired, but I don't think these ran a whole lot of oil pressure anyway. I haven't really looked to see what it should be. Back to the points, they weren't the right ones. I had to actually file the, it's the part that rides against the distributor cam that opens and closes the points. It was way too long. Even with them adjusted, quote, closed, they were still open about 40,000. So I had to file that down to where I could get them to 20,000. So that might be where some of this confidence is coming from. But quite a bit of it's still carburation because it still likes to choke. Heater on to see if it would work, and we got radiator fluid, antifreeze blowing all over in the cabin there, so we got to get to the bottom of that before we run her anymore, or clamp the hoses off. I can always do that. So anyway, we're gonna let her sit outside and cool down and push her back in the garage, and we'll go from there. I was gonna drive it around, but I happen to think I don't have a gas tank. Well, I've got a gas tank, but I don't have the gas tank with gas in it and the line's hooked up. I'm running out of a gas can, so I can't drive it around. But anyway, the 2-speed rear end was actuating back and forth. So anyway, with that, hey, initial startup, not bad. I'm not gonna complain. She's pretty coffee and spitty. I don't know, I put a carburetor kit in it. I was thinking about eliminating that governor, but it's a speed governor is what it's for. I don't know if that impacts anything or not. I really don't. But before I go too far, I want to readjust the valves now that we've warmed them up and got her going. I want to get the valves readjusted. I want to get the actual points that belong in it, and I need to get a timing light. I don't know if I've got one or not. I need to go down to my lower garage and check. I used to have one, but I haven't used one in so long it's not funny. But anyway, get a timing light and check the actual timing and see where we stand. Make sure we're not, because I've got that retarded as far as it'll go. And it seemed to me the farther retarded I went, the better it sounded. So I need to get a light on it and see. Maybe I'm one tooth off on the cam drive. I'm not sure. On the distributor drive, I should say. But anyway, that's a possibility because, well, I didn't do a real good job of tracking myself. I tore it all apart and then putting it back together. I followed the book, but it's hard to tell, especially on distributors that aren't marked for #1 cylinder. So, and the book didn't tell you exactly which one was #1. So I went by this one just because it was close by the time I got everything. And anyway, that needs to be double checked. But it's running. That's the big thing. Running rough, but that could be valves. The valves might need some fine tuning. It seems to be more carburation though, in my mind, because if you get that choke in just the right spot every now and then, she'll smooth right out. So that tells me it's more carburation than really probably anything. But we'll see. We'll keep puttering with it. There you have it. She runs. The beast is alive. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends, and come on back. We'll have some more videos as we work our way through this thing. You have a nice day, and everybody stay safe. We'll catch you with the next video.